Okay, so we got the buttons operating correctly, and now we want to get this subtotal and the table working correctly. I'm not going to worry about these decrement and increment buttons just yet, but I want to get this table working correctly and the right things into that table. So let's go back to IntelliJ, to the cart.jsp page, and here is the subtotal stuff and the table, and I only want to basically, if this condition is met, if the cart is empty or has no items in it, or if the cart is null, then I don't want to display the subtotal or the table at all. And I'm going to do this whole thing with, since it's going to display nothing if the cart is empty, I'm just going to use an if statement. Okay, if you need an if then else with a bunch of things in the then and the else part, then it makes sense to use choose. If you just need one thing in the then and the else, then it makes sense to use the question mark colon operator. But if you just have something in the then part and nothing in the else part, then you use an if statement. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to do C if, and then the test is required, and it's going to be this same exact test here. Actually, it's not going to be quite the same exact test. It's going to be actually the exact opposite of that test. So if the cart is not empty, so I want to say if not empty cart, and cart number of items is greater than, doesn't matter, greater than or equal to 1 here, or strictly greater than 0 will work. If that is your test, all right, then basically, put the subtotal in here and put the table in here. All right. Otherwise, do nothing. So that's what that's saying right there. So let's go for the subtotal first. Okay, let's cut that. And let's say the subtotal. And guess what? It's not, I had to comment out cart because of that problem. So I'm going to actually comment this back in while I'm working on it, because I like the fact that it helps me when I'm working on it. So now I can understand what the cart is again. All right, now I've got to just find my place, and there it is, the subtotal. Okay, so for the subtotal, I'm going to use a format here, and let's see, where did I use that format before? I used it in the price. So let's see if I can steal it from here. There it is, format number. Okay, type equals currency. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to put it into my cart page. Okay, so subtotal, boom, format number, and instead of book price here, what I want is I want my cart subtotal. All right, and for that reason, that's why I'm putting that JSP UseB thing. So because it's giving me these choices, and I don't have to remember what the names of my methods are. All right, so now I'm getting the currency, and I think This is everything I need from there. All right. So let's go ahead and let's assume that is, I'm not going to run it right now. And let's just go ahead and do the table. All right. So I'm going to add my table here. And my table is going to say, basically, it's going to iterate over all of the items in the cart. Okay, it's going to iterate over all of the items in the cart. So that is a for each. All right. So for each item, so for each var equals item, items equals cart dot get items. Look, list of shopping cart items. That's beautiful. All right, I probably would have never remembered that, and that's why that JSP bean can be, JSP use bean can be so useful. Okay, so basically for each item, I want to create a new row. And this actually is going to go inside inside the table. So actually, there's going to be this table. I'm going to copy that, and so the for each goes inside of this table. I'm going to have to reformat this darn thing. Table. Okay, and let me just see if... Okay, let's reformat that. And so basically, I'm going to use one of these as my, kind of placeholder row. And the one I'm going to use is where it has this, multiply by 2. Okay, it has more than one items because that may or may not be there. So I'm going to go inside this. I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to put it right there. And basically, this is my title, right? So essentially, this is going to be item. And now, look at this. This is nice because not only does it know cart is a shopping cart object, but since it understood what cart was, it understands what cart.items is, and it understands what each of those items are. They're shopping cart items, and it even gives me what these are. So I know I can get the book, and then from the book I can get everything. I can get the author, I can get the price, and in particular here I want the title. All right, and this is that price again, so I'm going to go ahead and just borrow this number formatter here. Boom. So cart subtitle, no, this is going to be item dot price. Okay. And that's a currency, and that will take care of that. But I also want this times 2 here. So to get that, I only want it when the quantity is more than 1, is greater than 1. So I want to say if, if the quantity is greater than 1, so if item dot quantity is greater than 1, all right, I want to add this stuff in there. So I'll cut it from there. I'll paste it there. So I want to add a parentheses, I want to add an X, and I want to add the quantity right there. So I just do item dot quantity there, and that should work. Okay. And it's not, I guess I didn't import this, so I should hit Alt Enter. Okay, that'll import it up there. Right? Yeah. Okay, so let me find my place again. Okay, there it is. So I've got the quantity fixed. All right, and now I've got these increment decrement buttons. Right now I'm not going to do anything, but let's see. Decrement button, increment button. Let's see, do I want to change those at all? I don't think I want to change anything there, but I do want to comment all of this out. I'll keep it around in case something has gone wrong. But let me just go ahead and comment all of that out for now. Control, I guess I don't need to save. I keep saving these things, but I don't need to save in IntelliJ. It's a habit that's hard to break. So I'm going to redeploy it, which I did. Now I'm going to look at it. I should go back to 0 because I redeployed it. And let's see what happens. Well, let's see what happens at my cart page right now. Of course, and we all know the reason for that. Go back to IntelliJ. Comment the usebean out. Right, and redeploy this. Okay, and go up here, go back here. I'm just going to reload that. Now I go there, everything works. Continue shopping, add a couple things to the cart. I'll add 3 of those. I'll go to mystery, I'll add 1 of those. And now I go to the cart page. And look at that. Isn't that wonderful? Your shopping cart contains 5 items. Continue shopping, proceed to checkout. The subtotal is $38.95. I'm just going to believe that because I'm pretty bad at arithmetic. But I can't click these buttons yet. Okay, these buttons pretty much don't do anything. And that's what we're going to work on next. But that's progress.